guys, so this is the weekly astrology for April 22nd through 28th. I made this new board thingy to help me out and for you to be able to see the transits in case you want to make a calendar or plan your week. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the whole month is in Jupiter retrograde, which is the first thing here, okay, the first bullet point. And that's going on the whole month, and that has to do with people not being generous, feeling limited and held back. Also, because you're feeling a little down, be careful with overspending and be more aware of your finances and how you're spending your money, okay? Right. So the solar plexus chakra actually came out there, and this talks about your self-esteem and confidence levels, needing to work on those because you're going to want to spend more. You're going to want to do more to feel more empowered, or just to feel good about yourself or a situation that you may be in. Okay? The next thing is Pluto retrograde, which starts on Sunday, and it actually goes throughout this whole week. We're only doing 1 week at a time. It actually goes to the end of the month, okay? But Pluto retrograde is a transformation energy, okay? So this is about cleaning out the old so you can become better, so you can transform, okay? This is like, I was reading up on it, and they talk about it being a slingshot, okay? So I think of Pluto as being a catalyst, a starting point for you to transform yourself or become a new person, okay? So that's what that does for you. The waiting game. Okay, so what this talks about is you're in the early stages of something new. You have a new opportunity to start a new chapter, to become new, to evaluate your strengths and what you're putting your energy into with this card. Okay, your drive, your growth, your strengths. You may feel like you're stuck between two parts, and you are, because you're right at the beginning. Okay. It's going to feel like you're going to have to make some sacrifices in your life, but just know that there is something positive coming from it. You're just changing your perspective on how you look at things. And this will build better foundations for you, make you stronger. It'll bring a sort of strength into your life that you never knew that you had before, okay? So, I mean, that's really good energy, I think, for you, for Pluto retrograde, okay? Also, the sun is in Taurus from the 20th through of April to May 21st. And that is an energy of manifestation, patience, stability. You are stubborn in your ways and the things that you want. So it's just a reminder to curb your stubbornness, but take heed in the energy that allows you to manifest or bring, you know, your needs to the forefront. Also, Tuesday the 24th, Venus is in Gemini, okay? This is an energy where your relationships start to liven up. You feel the need to liven them up, to change them, to have a sort of flexibility and not be so rigid in the things that you want within your relationship. Now, this could be a conflict with the sun and Taurus, but I feel like you can work through it if you just open and, like I said, curb some of that stubbornness, okay? Also, you're going to start adding diversity into your relationship, or talk about how you need changes, okay? And there it is. So choose wisely. Talks about different options, different ways you can go, looking at all the different ways you can get to your perceived goal. Why is this not focusing? To your perceived goal, or where it is that you the ideal situation you want to be in when it comes to love, okay? You are going to walk away from things that do not work, and that's the whole point of changing. Gemini is an energy of change, okay? An energy of not being afraid to start new things with reason. So, you know, you've thought things out and you've seen that this will be the perfect direction for you to go in, and that's what Gemini brings to you. Okay, and this is going to help you regain power and confidence within relationships, with intimate relationships, or just people you know. Okay. Awareness, right? So it brings awareness to things that have been pushed in the background and brings them to the forefront, so you can actually deal with them and choose a different direction. Okay, so that's it for the astrology this week. Thank you so much for listening, and now we're going to proceed to your reading. Hello everybody, this is your weekly reading for April 22nd through 28th, and this will be for the element of Earth. So we're going to start with Taurus. Spirit, what do you have for Taurus? What would you like them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of at this time of April 22nd through 28th? Okay. You have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Empress in reverse, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Wands, and the Devil. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Cups and the Tower in reverse, both of them. Now, I want to briefly talk about these cards I just put out on the table, Taurus. I noticed just by looking at these cards at this moment that you have lots of wands here, okay? Meaning that you have lots of passion or energy towards something in your life, okay? Going in a certain direction. You may have a certain amount of problems or aspirations that are not being fulfilled, okay? So with your two cards as your overall energy being the Three of Cups and the Tower. Sorry, these cards are extremely reflective. I see that there may be a situation where you're not completely happy, whether this be in a relationship or a friendship, a group friendship, a work situation where you were all friends and it just doesn't feel like you're socializing very well. It may also have to do with your social life in general and not a complete group of people. Or this could be a third-party relationship as well with Three of Cups in reverse. And it feels like to me that you're not ready to deal with it. With the Tower being in reverse, I feel like it is being brought to your attention. It is being pushed on you to react, but you are not reacting due to fear of what could happen, how the situation will unfold. You're not quite sure. So you may be pulling back this week or not acting normally. Okay, so your card is the Queen of Wands. Now, this could be a Queen of Wands in your life, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you are dealing with. I don't know why, guys, but my camera, I didn't mean to turn it off, but so the Queen of Wands could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that is in your life, but usually this is your energy. Now, that being your energy, that says that you have a certain amount of confidence, okay? You're confident in yourself and your decision making at this time. I really feel. I feel like you may have did some praying or some meditation about what it is that you want to do, and you're confident in moving forward with what you have, okay? Whether this be a relationship or a work situation, it means that you feel like you want to keep it. It means that you feel as though you're going to work towards being happy, building some sort of foundation within this situation, not just letting it flow past you, okay? Whatever this conflict is, you're going to not fight, okay? So with your confidence level being this high, it just means that I'm not going to fight about it. I'm not going to give in to whatever these challenges are. I'm going to make these changes. It feels like a lot of work to get your foundations back the way that it is. I feel like you see the work that is ahead. You see that. You feel like it is going to be hard, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to do it. I do feel like towards the end of the week though, you're going to feel like you're not being supported, whether this be by your group of friends or your partner, and what it is that you plan on doing to make the situation better. I think the camera doesn't like these cards that much. I'm gonna change them, but I do feel like your partner may not be supportive of your needs and the things that you want. Moving towards the end of the week, and you're going to have to deal with that. I feel like you're going to have to deal with your partner. You're going to have to deal with these energies and what they mean to you. I feel like you're not going to be supported in your need by the other group, even though you may want to make some changes. But I do feel like you see that it is a burden. And with this being your energy, you see that it's not working towards your happiness, but you have fear in the changes. You have fear in what is going to happen this week. So you have the King of Pentacles, in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, and the Temperance. So the King of Pentacles in reverse is saying that you're trying to over control the situation, right? Because usually that's what you do. You nurture the situation in the direction that you want it to go in, right? So you're trying to have a sort of influence on it. Now, what's happening is you're trying to hold on to something that needs to go with the Five of Swords. It's about allowing yourself recuperation from trying to win a never-ending battle or a never-winning battle. And this is going to take patience and moderation, okay? With the Star card, it's going to take healing. So you have to let this Tower energy come through in order to heal, in order to balance. All right? So let's see what your intuitive message is for this week, Taurus. Ooh, action. Okay. So with this card, I'm feeling like the steps that you have to take are going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. As you can see, there's lots of steps here. It's a long way to travel. And I see at the top there are two different directions, and that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid that you could be victorious, and you're also afraid that you can fail, okay? But you have to keep climbing. You have to keep trying. You have to at least put the action in order to reap some benefits, okay? All right, Taurus. I'm going to switch decks because I can't get the camera to focus on this deck. So let me shuffle for a second. Okay, so Spirit, what do you have for Virgo for April 22nd through 28th? What would you like them to know, be aware of, or pay attention to during the time of April 22nd through 28th? You have the Moon card, Judgment, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Pentacles and the Temperance in reverse. Virgo, I'm feeling with these two cards, you're going to have to leave the idea behind of not being patient. I feel like you want some things to happen, if not immediately. And I get the feeling from these two cards that you're tired of waiting. You feel like you may have wasted your time. I feel like you want to choose to end or choose to stop something because you feel the imbalance, or you don't see the long-term positive effects of the time and energy that you're putting into something. You, at this week, are the Moon card. You may be dealing with a Pisces, or you have Pisces in your energy. But with this card, I feel confusion and not knowing what is happening, and instinctively you feel like you need to walk away. Instinctively you feel like you need to save yourself by changing the situation. You have Judgment right next to it, and I'm feeling like you feel like you need to make a judgment. You feel like something needs to happen. I feel like you went back to something in the past, or you're going back to something at the beginning of this week, and you're starting to evaluate it. I feel like you're starting to do a more introspection about the situation. Analyze, that's the word. Thank you, Spirit. You're starting to try to analyze the situation, okay? It's very interesting because I feel like you had a certain idea about what you were going to achieve or what was going to happen here, and it just didn't pan out the way that you thought emotionally. Or it may be going back to the way that it was in the past, and you feel the need to make a judgment quickly to save yourself, okay? You may be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. If you are, they see that you are trying to make a judgment. I feel like they are also trying to make judgments in their life and just move forward, but they may be having a tough time. So this talks about you opening up your heart and your emotions. You have learned to not be codependent, which I can totally see because you're thinking about leaving. But I do feel like towards the end of the week, you may have a sit-down conversation, or the person you're with perceives what is happening and they do a change. I do feel like you're going to continue to move forward. To me, that signifies a conversation. Okay, conversation about emotions, or conversation, open conversation about what is happening in a situation or a relationship and where things are going. Okay, so you can move forward. You have the Knight of Pentacles in the upright, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Beautiful cards to come out on top, Virgo. So that means that you are coming up with a steady plan, okay? You do want to save yourself, and I feel like your steady plan is to just be happy. Your steady plan is to be fulfilled. But when you start to feel like something is going off of that plan, you want to quickly make a judgment, okay? I do feel like the conversation and the opportunity to grow with this person keeps you connected to them, and that's why you have that conversation or that burst of energy to continue to move forward. In your heart and your mind, you know that you want to be around or with this person, or in this situation. This is the Wands. This could be career as well. I do see that even though you're not completely happy, or you feel like you're not getting the full emotional energy or effect that you thought you were going to give, I see that you're waiting it out. I see that you're allowing things to take form the way that they do and just moving forward. Okay, so let's see what your oracle card is for this week. Tenderness. Beautiful. So I'm seeing that you need to utilize this tenderness that you have. Utilize this openness and understanding that you have been working on, or that you just have a high abundance of right now. I see that you're treating this situation as something new. Even though you may know this situation or you've been here before, you are treating it as if it was new. Allowing the other side of the situation to have some playing room to really decide what they really want. I don't see you waiting. I mean, I do see you waiting, but I don't see you panning like you usually do. I feel like you're keeping yourself busy, but you do have your eye and your focus on what it is that you're dealing with. But I also see that it's not taking over your life, which is a good adjustment from the past, okay? So last but not least, we'll have Capricorn. Just let me shuffle for you all. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for Capricorn for April 22nd through 28th? What would you like them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of? Capricorn, April 22nd through 28th. The card that fell out for you was the Four of Swords. I'll put that there. We'll talk about it later. Actually, I'm hearing that's your first card. Okay. Five of Cups. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Cups. Eight of Cups in reverse. Queen of Swords. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Magician and the Four of Wands, excuse me. So this week, you're working on manifesting a more secure relationship. If this is a relationship, you are trying to get that commitment, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, marriage, child. If you are working in a career, you are putting the work in and planning to build better foundations. You may be revamping the way that you do things this week. Okay. So you start off with the Four of Swords in reverse. And this is, you're tired of waiting. You're tired of sitting in a spot where you're not doing anything, where you're not putting action in, and now you feel the need to put in action. You feel the need to make things happen. Things have to change. And it has to do with love, or it may have to do with just happiness, an aspect of happiness in a career or your life purpose. You just see that your cup is overflowing. You have this opportunity. Something is in front of you and you feel like you need to take it. Okay. So like I said, out of sadness, you do come out of rest. You may start a conversation about something to get something started. You're revisiting something. I feel like you kind of let it flow. You kind of let it do what it do, as they say. And now you're revisiting it. You're going back to something that you didn't talk about or just didn't bother to get too involved in. There is no growth in the situation that you're in, and I feel like you want the growth. You want to see the best in the situation, which is why you're coming out to get things started. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here, and this person is still trying to decide what they want to do. I feel like they're taking their time, though. I feel like they're taking their time and seeing what they're investing in, because they don't want to make quick decisions or not really think things through very well. Okay. I do see that they understand that they can walk back into this situation with you. I do see that. I see that you're on different levels. I see that you really want to get something started. And I see there's another aspect if you're dealing with a person that is still trying to decide what they want to do. If this is not, and this is your energy, this is you perceiving the situation, trying to see the truth. Like, are things not moving because they're not for me? Or are things not moving because I need to do something? It's like you're trying to understand the truth. You're trying to put it into a concept that you can understand. And I don't want to say manipulate, but that's the word that's coming out. So you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Page of Cups, and the Lover's card. Okay. I'm also hearing for some of you, you might be doing some sort of magic or spell or manifestation through meditation or something of that nature. And I can see it's because you're not clear. You're not clear on what's happening. You're not clear on what is going on. It may feel like a regression, like a step back. Okay. So I feel like you're looking for that ultimate offer. And I feel like you feel like that will make you whole. I also see that you are getting that offer. I just see that it's not coming in the package that you think it should be in. Okay. But with the Lover's card coming into the upright, I do feel like it's good for you. Okay. I feel like revisiting this situation is good for you. I feel like bringing it up is good for you and the situation. Because what this is going to show the other person is that you're interested. Okay. That's what I'm getting from this. It's about getting through and finding clarity. That's what it's about. Okay, Spirit, what message do you have for Capricorn for April 22nd through 25th? Guidance. That's what I see. Capricorn, I see this week you looking for assistance in your thoughts. I feel like you don't want to be alone in your thoughts, and I feel like you need support from the person or whoever that you're doing. This could be career as well. Okay. I feel like you're looking for knowledge, figuring out how to do things. Like I said, you want truth, you want understanding, you want to know what's happening, what's the path, what's the goal, what is happening. But I feel like you're intertwined in a situation where you can't see that. So you're trying to create a path, but you're dealing with someone or some situation that is off the beaten path, and they kind of just, do things the way that they do things, but you need to have set goals to achieve, set places to go, set steps to take. And that's what I see you struggling with this week, okay? So thank you so much for listening. I will see you next week. I love you very much. Love and light. Bye-bye.